This is Scott Spears, and Classic Championship Wrestling is getting ready for their big year-end event, the Christmas Classic, taking place on Saturday, December 21st, 2013, with a 7 p.m. start time at the Steve Hogg Rec Center, located at 775 North Main Street. You are going to see all kinds of great action that night. Tickets are $8 per person, and you can get them by calling 740-802-4337, or by getting those at the door. That number again, 740-802-4337. The headline main event of that great card on December the 21st is going to be a match 40 years in the making, an epic match. It pits the legendary Ox Baker, the original one and only man who killed two people in the ring, Alberto Torres and Ray Gunkel, Ox Baker himself, against the equally legendary son of another legend, BoBo Brazil. BoBo Brazil Jr., of whom we are joined today. And by the way, you fans out there, this is a trash can match. The loser will be placed in a trash can that night, December 21st. BoBo Jr., you're coming back to Marion, and we're glad to have you. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. How about yourself? I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving and everything. But, I'm coming to Marion for this match for one thing. Scott, my father ruled many championships, and I did too, and Ox Baker fought him in many of them. And, it's strange that it was Ox Baker Jr., and I got a chance to be competed with him in a match that he came in to get revenge for what I did to his father. I didn't do nothing but beat the man 1, 2, 3 in the ring. Now he's coming back for revenge. I understand that they got a big surprise for me there that brought me a big Christmas present. I'll be glad to accept that and anything, but he got to understand that he's dealing with the United States current heavyweight champion of the AWA Supreme. What do you think he's going to do with me?
Well, Ox is a very, what should we say, confident gentleman, and he has a long-standing feud, as you know, with your family.
Yes, I do know that.
He and your father battled up and down the roads in the Midwest for the better part of 30 years.
Yes, from coast to coast they battled. I was there, a lot of them. I mean, I shedded tears for both of them because I asked them, why don't they just come to a closure? But it was something that they had a chip on the shoulder about, but they didn't understand something. That one day down the road that their son, their recipient, was going to meet. And now we have met, and now Ox is going to come back and take it out on me, something that he tried to do to my father. And what makes you think that he couldn't do it to my father, that he's going to do it to me?
Well, I spent last night with Ox, and my understanding is the reason he wants this trash can match, as most of the fans will know of Classic Championship Wrestling, you and he had a match back in February of this year that ended in a no contest.
Right.
This match seems to be really about humiliation. There's a real bone Ox wants to pick for some reason. You can see it in the interviews.
Yes, I seen the interview, and that's funny you mentioned bone. Do you know that I did a medical check on Ox, and a couple months ago he had his rib broke? He slipped and fell, had his ribs broke?
I did not realize that.
See, he didn't do his homework, and you didn't do your homework. That's one thing about a legend. I does my homework. I cross all my T's and dot my I's. And I'm going to tell you, when I get in there, Mr. Spears, I might not take pity on him and go right at that wounded spot is on him.
Would you be, you confess that Ox Baker is a legend.
Yes, a legend and one tough competitor. I have to give him that. The last time I wrestled him, I thought a couple times about just giving up, because we did the Japanese Pearl Hole match. Yes, I thought it several times. It was going through my mind to just say, I give up, but it was something on the deep side of me that wouldn't let me give up. And it come to no contest.
Are you willing to take a legend? You confess he's a legend and put him in a trash can? How humiliating.
That's humiliating, but you're looking at it like this guy. He's coming to humiliate me. He couldn't do it to my father, so he coming to. I am the reason that the legend lives on. I am the legacy of BoBo Brazil. I am the great BoBo Brazil Jr. Now, he got a history of killing people in the ring. I have a history that one of the tough, closest wrestlers was with me, I stopped his heart from beating. In Memphis, Indiana, and in Chicago, a guy by the name of Tonic Dog, I put him in the hospital and put stents in his heart with the big chop that I have. So, Ox and I got something in common. If the going get tough and the toughs get going, you're probably going to have the police and the security there to separate us.
When you face...
He has that heart punch, and I have the big chop to stop your heart from beating.
Do you fear that heart punch? I mean, it has killed two men.
Yes,
that is a scary hold.
Yes, I do fear that heart punch because I know with one lick, he could time my heartbeat, and it's over for the son of the legend. Yes, I do fear it. I'm not going to sit up here and say I don't. I do fear that heart punch.
When you go into a match with a man like this, Ox, who's as crafty a ring veteran as there's ever been, do you get butterflies?
All the time. I get butterflies before I even get dressed because I got to think of this man is out to get revenge on the Brazier family. If I can survive this match, Ox, I won't give you another match.
Is this feud going to die one way or another tomorrow evening?
One way or the other, come tomorrow, it have to die. One of us got to stop. It's going to die one way or the other. He put me in the hospital. I'm going to put him in the hospital. And the doctor going to announce that we won't be able to get back in the ring again. One of us is not going to be able to get back in the ring. And I understand that he has another surprise for me.
Well, a couple of them, Bobo, and I want to run through these real quick. Number one, yesterday he drops the bombshell that after years and years he went back in his Rolodex and found one of the greatest managers in wrestling history, Percival A. Friend, and called him, and he is coming to Marion tomorrow to sit in Ox's corner. He's stacking that deck.
Yes, I know who he is. I met him many times. He came face to face with me when I was defending the United States Heavyweight Championship belt in Ohio last week. And I kept looking at him and he said, I'll be seeing you soon. I know his face, but I don't know his name. And when I seen the promo, I said, that's got to be one of the surprises right there. You know, you get butterflies. You get that inner counter that something is going on wrong. And the guy kept looking at me. I said, why is he looking at me? He never seen me wrestle. These people and Toledo seen me wrestle 1,000 times. But this man is just standing at ringside looking and not batting an eye. I didn't know that he tried to intimidate me, but when I won my match and got out of the ring, he said, I'll be seeing you soon. So I know his face, but I don't know his name.
That being said, Bobo, it is Percival Friend. It is a man, legendary manager in these Midwest territories and all around. He managed Harley Race at one point, 8-time world champion. He'll be in Ox's corner. You come to the ring alone, Bobo. Doesn't that scare you? Ox is up to stuff here.
It makes me a little bit weary, but I'm not really scared. I'm going to be on my P's and Q's, Scott. I'm going to tell you that. Because I'm looking for Ox to pull out anything.
The other thing that we must make mention of is he says he's having a package delivered. It has been delivered. It is here in Ohio. He calls it a Christmas present, a peace offering. But coming from this man, I don't know about that. What do you think?
He's already delivered a package to me. I delivered a package and a message to him. And I put it on Facebook to let him know that if he slipped one time, the only Christmas present he gonna see is those falling around me because he will not make it back home. Scott, this is a serious match. I feel my inner instinct telling me that this is going to be a serious match. Ox is out to get revenge. He's not coming for a wrestling match or either try to get even. He's out for full vengeance. And yes, that prize, now you got something, then put something heavy on my mind. That box, I don't know what's in it. It could be a bomb in it. It could be something explosive to blind me so he could take advantage of me. It could be something. Then, you know, the way he could put the trash can over my head without me giving him any kind of battle. So I have to be very cautious about this. Yes, a little worried. I am.
Knowing all of this, Bobo, we have to look at the realization that you just said. You could, if you lose, end up in that trash can. How would that affect you?
That would take away the pride and the joy of a current champion that the kids love everywhere I go. It would kill my integrity. And my coordination would never be together again because I would have to completely get out of professional wrestling. I would completely give away the name of BoBo Brazil Jr. I would completely shut down all ties so could no one get a hold of me, because that's totally humiliation, embarrassment. It really is.
That being said, you know, you say somebody's going to leave in a stretcher. Ox is stacking the deck. You feel if you end up in that trash can, it's humiliation. Ox Baker, a 40-year legendary career, if he ends up in the trash can, I can't see him showing his face again. This is as epic as it gets. This is truly what the term main event is all about.
Yes, someone is not turning back to CCW. Someone is not going to be able to return back.
I got to get your comments on this before I let you go, Bobo. I know you're training for this match. It's just a few short hours away. Battle Royal tomorrow. I don't know if you'll make it back or not. I know you're a confident man to compete in that Battle Royal tomorrow for the first CCW World title. 15 big, strong guys in that. 500-pound Uncle Hog, Roulette, Lockdown just released from prison, a mystery man.
I'm going
Now, what was that again, Bobo?
I'm going in the Battle Royal.
What are your chances of leaving with the title after this heavy match with Ox?
20-1.
Ox will see this video, Bobo, before you get in the ring. When we wrap up here, and I want to let the fans again know, it's the Christmas Classic Championship Wrestling, Saturday night, December the 21st, 7 p.m. start time, Steve Hogg Rec Center, 775 North Main Street in Marion. Get your tickets, $8, 740-802-4337, or get them at the door. Bobo, Ox, go ahead.
I got one thing on my mind that's been bothering me. Who is this wild man that he once got? I don't know this guy. I done looked up on the computer. I done looked history. I've been to the library. Who is this wild man?
Your guess is as good as mine. He brought this man in. We've never seen him. It's another trick by that crafty trickster, Ox Baker.
No, the last time he brought Kamala Jr. in. And the man gave me a hard time. I woke up in the hospital the next day with pain that I shouldn't have even had in my back and my neck. And when Ox finished me in the ring like he did, to me, I have to say Ox beat me. I don't want to say it, but I was so sore. The drive back home wasn't like I thought it was going to be. It took me to the next day to get back home. I had to pull over, and my wife wanted to call the ambulance to take me to the hospital. It was a rough match. It was tough competitors. If he bring another competitor in there, this time, wild man, I'm going to be ready.
Bobo, if you're speaking to Ox right now as we get ready to part, look in that camera lens. You're talking to the legendary Ox Baker. What would you say to him?
Ox, be ready. I'll be there. And Ox, I hope you got it together, because I have it together, Ox. I done studied my lesson. I done study all about you, and I'll re-break your ribs, Ox, if I have to.
It's going to be a big night, December 21st. Bobo Brazil Jr., Ox Baker, trash can match. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Thank you, Bobo.
Very welcome. Hope everybody have a nice night out that night and come out and enjoy themselves, because they're going to see two competitors going at it. One is going to leave on the stretcher.